Hello, this is my facial detection code and homework 7. I'm Griffin. So just going over the code first, I'm importing a bunch of packages up here. These are all of our arguments, so we're going to input based on the code in our Anaconda prompt, the prototext, model, confidence, and a specific video that we want to cover. And these are going to be all the arguments that we're going to need for this code. So first we want to figure out what the dimension file dimensions are, so that way it can work on any video that we input to it. We're going to read the frame of the video to make sure that there is a frame that we are capturing. We're initializing a counter and we're initializing a check. So this just makes sure that there is a frame there, and then we're going to examine the frame. So once we enter this loop, we are going to read in the frame, get the height and width of the file, and print that out to the user, and then we're going to increase the counters, that way we can go through the loop and count the number of frames. So that's what's happening right here, is we're getting the total number of frames and then printing that out to the user. Next, we're defining this 4-character code, which we want an MP4 file. And this is going to be the output. So after making the facial detection, we're going to create a video file. So this output down here is going to write a video file, and we're just going to call it facial detection video.mp4. This is going to print out to the user that we're done with that. Now we're going to load the model. So we're going to define the model with the prototext and model arguments up here, and then we're opening the video that was provided in the video argument and capturing it. Again, we're going to initialize this check again, and then we're going to initialize a video frame counter. So now we're going to go through this while loop, and this just ensures that we're going through each frame individually as it's happening. So while this new counter is less than the total number of frames which we defined before, we're going to enter this loop. So again, we're going to read in the frame, increment the video frame by 1, and print that out to the user. So it'll basically keep track of every single video frame it goes through and print that out to the user. So this command just constructs the blob on each frame, and then it passes the blob through the network. Next, we're going to loop over each detection it creates, and we're going to have to check the confidence of it. So our arguments are going to provide a confidence level, and we'll have to check if this confidence is greater than the argument confidence. And if it is, that means that we're going to define a bounding box. That's going to be something that it has a high enough confidence that it is a face. So then we're defining this bounding box, and we're also going to need a starting XY and ending XY coordinate for the bounding box. So this just defines where in the frame the face actually is. So once we get that, we are going to blur the region of interest. So after we blur the region of interest, we're going to replace the region of interest in the original image with the blurred image, and we're going to do this pixel by pixel, which is why we're using 2 for loops here. Then we're going to write each frame to the video file that we defined, which was facial detection.mp4. So I'll go ahead and run this code. So in the command, we want 3 arguments. It's going to be the prototext, the model, and the video file. And I'm using a video file from Friends, which is my favorite show. So now it's going through each frame individually. Okay, now the command is done with that, so we will be able to open facial detection video.mp4. And as you can see, this is the Friends video, but now they have a blur over their face.